fucking minor cat.
Shout out to July Jackson and most importantly, Mars fam. Shout out to y'all for tapping in. This video is extortion and hip hop and why it's necessary. Now, me personally, I don't agree with the whole extortion thing. I think it's, I think it's weird in a way. But some people will be like, "Oh, it's not extortion. It's favor for a favor." I don't know how true that is. But we're gonna find out what's the whole the whole like look into it basically. So without further ado, we're gonna get straight into this video.
Your boy July with luxury intent, and yes, you see the title, why extortion in hip-hop is necessary. I'm going to tackle this topic for the people who always question why it's a must street artists have to check in certain cities, and why does everybody make it a big deal when someone refuses to. But before I get into this topic, I just want to say I do not agree with extortion of any artist or person, but in
Okay,
hip-hop I do
thank you.
understand why it's done, and that's to keep things somewhat organized and to keep A-list street rappers protected. But dealing with these Negroes, things go left sometimes. So with that being said, let's get into it. Extortion, or protection as they like to call it nowadays, have been a thing in hip-hop since the early 90s, once the East Coast West Coast feud between Death Row and Bad Boy popped off, with Diddy having to start paying for protection from the Southside Crips to protect him when he went to California, because he was feuding with Death Row, who was well known affiliated with the Blood Pyrus. But for this era, the first time checking in and extortion would be publicized on a major scale was when 6ix9ine will go on his Test My Gangster tour in 2018.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when you see me in the street, you be like, yo, is all this gang shit real, or is it just something for fun? And I tell people, come up to me and test it. You know what I'm saying? Test my gangster. You know what I'm saying?
With 6ix9ine going around state to state and not checking in, with this upsetting the likes of the Prince family out of Houston and Whack 100 and Nipsey Hussle out of California. But what 6ix9ine was doing was out of the ordinary in hip-hop. That's why it was such a big deal when he did it, because mostly every mainstream rapper have to check in, with it being an unspoken rule and was something that was expected of the artist to do out of respect. And this rule go towards any city or state that's hip-hop driven.
Niggas talk a lot of shit, huh? But won't even show up to their own show. Goddamn, you don't want your back end, nigga? You don't want your back end, nigga? For some Mars.
I mean, how I feel is why is it taken as disrespect if somebody don't check in, if they not coming to where you from or wherever you got motion at in a disrespectful manner, they just breezing through respectful, they ain't dissing no gangs, they ain't dissing y'all, and they just trying to go there to do their business and keep it pushing. Why is it so important for them to check in, like quote unquote check in? I mean, like I said, and like he said, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because it's like y'all feel disrespected because I didn't come see y'all. I don't know. I don't really understand it. That's the thing. I don't really understand it. So it's like a confusion because why would I want to go see people I don't know? I'm not gonna feel comfortable, and that's why I wouldn't do it, because it's like I'm not gonna feel comfortable. That don't mean I'm disrespecting y'all. It just I don't know y'all, so it's like I'm about to change plans of me going to do business to make a pit stop to come see y'all to let y'all know that I'm here. Why?
You don't want your back end, nigga? Yeah, I know. What's up there, nigga? What you talking about? Curtis Hill. Yeah, that way, nigga.
Checking in came about for the street artists could be protected and safe in every city without getting hurt or killed. In every city or state, depending on the circumstances, it's always a big homie in the city that'll make them calls for the artists to make sure they don't get violated while they're handling business, providing them with goons and security, providing them a gun for protection, and providing them the plug to get their weed or lean. And this big homie, not just no random street dude. This person have pull in the music industry and in the streets to where they're able to pull off all this by way of owning clubs or knowing majority of the club promoters where street artists have to come to perform at to pick up their bag. Sometimes it could also be a manager of a popular rapper or even a rapper themselves, but more times than not, it's a big homie. Checking in is a partnership that is supposed to help both parties. It's supposed to help the artists make sure they're safe in the city and don't get robbed, beat up, or killed by the local jack boys. And it's supposed to help the streets by way of you putting money in their pockets legally, letting some of the guys off the block be security for you that night, and letting one of their upcoming artists out of the hood open up for you to give them a look they probably wouldn't get. And I know y'all probably thinking, July, why don't they just get security instead of going through all this? Well, it ain't that simple. Bringing your own security can be costly because even if you have 10 armed security guards, 50 armed jack boys from the city will overpower all that. And if you're depending on club security, good luck, because they work there every night. They not gonna put their life and job in jeopardy for some random artist who only there for one night. So most street artists are in a catch-22 and rather bypass all that and just show love to the city and check in. Because at the end of the day, we only from one place. So when these street artists are visiting other cities, they don't got home court advantage. The home court advantage goes to the team who at home.
The home court advantage goes to them because they know more around there than you. But I just look at it like I'm a person that's like introverted, so it's like I don't really like being around too much people, and especially people I don't know. So it's like I don't know about like just going someplace and it's like, oh yeah, well, if you don't check in with us, the next time we see you is this or that, or you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a person that's gonna fake vibes either. Like I'm not a person that's gonna fake vibes. So it's like you would basically accept me being fake with you is what you're saying, because I'm not gonna feel comfortable. You're gonna see I don't feel comfortable. It's not out of being scared, it's just I don't know y'all.
Because 9 times out of 10, the big homie know exactly when you have arrived in the city, off the plane. They know what downtown hotel you checked into because all the major record labels pay for their artists to be in the same hotels every city. Mostly because the hotel franchises will hook them up with a good deal if the label consistently bring artists through there. The big homie knows it all. Every city that makes a significant amount of money off hip-hop has one of these guys in the city. For example, in Detroit, you have Trick Trick. For you guys who don't know who Trick Trick is, he's the main OG in Detroit. And ain't nothing getting past him in Detroit if it involves hip-hop.
Like, with Trick, you can't do nothing but respect that man. That man did so much for Detroit alone. Just, you know what I'm saying, himself. He's not a bully, bro. He get your ass together quick. Don't get me wrong. He get your ass together quick. But it's like, he trying to help our city. Like, all he basically saying is don't come to our city and do a song, do a show, take our money and leave. Work with our artists, man. You know what I'm saying? Show love. That's what he's saying. Don't take our money and leave, nigga. So now, you niggas want to do that type of shit, check in. Check in, nigga. That's all he's saying. Check in, bro. Man, check in, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just respect, man.
Yeah.
That's respect. Respect is everything. If you don't got respect, you gonna get fucked up, bro.
Real
you can be the
talk.
richest nigga with no respect. I'm gonna come take your money. You know what I'm saying? I got them taking money. Period. You know what I'm saying? I can hit a nigga show 100 niggas deep and make it happen.
Young Berg and Rick Ross have fell victim to not
But
checking.
bro, why is all that even necessary? Like I understand what you're saying, but why is all that even necessary? Like I come and why you even look at it like that? I come to your city, I got booked to come to do a show. I perform, I get my money, and I leave. I didn't come in disrespect. So it's like, what? I don't know, man. It's still going to be confusing to me. I don't understand the whole thing. That's why it's confusing to me.
In Detroit, with Trick Trick having to chastise them because of it. Rick Ross would refuse to check in when he showed up to Detroit, and Trick Trick wouldn't take too kindly to that. And he would block Rick Ross from doing his show he had set in Detroit.
They said that Ross is trying to perform, but the gates were locked.
Oh shit.
Could not.
I didn't have control of the gate. I think the security locked the gate.
What exactly
I didn't
happened?
touch the gate.
What exactly happened?
I just stood in front of the gate. They told the driver of the vehicle turn around and take him back to his hotel. Then when they told the police, sir, you gotta get him out the way, the police came and said, you gotta move. And I said, no, I don't. I got 100 men out here, 60 of them armed, half of them licensed. If you don't tell that vehicle to turn around and go before it get through me, I'm gonna put CNN on that corner for 6 days. Now, you're gonna get asked later as a sergeant what happened. And I'm gonna tell my side of the story too. And it's gonna be that I gave you an option, Sergeant, to make this all go away. And the sergeant turned around and said, y'all get this vehicle the fuck out of here. And we went home. That was it.
I don't have no further questions.
Young Berg would suffer a more severe fate for not checking in with Trick and not paying his tithes and offering, as Trick would like to say. With Trick goons finding Berg at a local club in Detroit and putting a beating on him and taking his infamous Transformer chain that will end up going on a world tour throughout the hoods of America and somehow ended up in Big Draco's hand.
So we go in a club and they shouting me out now. Young Berg in the building, bro. I got my security with me, and I'm like, man, what the fuck? And so like, you know, back in that day, I'm like, man, I want my bag. Nigga, y'all niggas getting a free walkthrough. So I'm like, yo, they gonna have to lower some bottles or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is handing me mics while I'm in the club and my song coming on. Like, yo, like, they gotta show love. So we went to the back, and like, I'm in the back with the club promoter now in like the little office of the club and shit.
Where's your security?
Right there with us. So I had 2, 3 securities. So we in there, he get on the phone, blah, blah, blah. I'm with Cap at the time, and we all together. He get on the phone, and he like, come back. The nigga like, man, my partner Trick say you ain't getting no play on the bottles. I'm like, your partner? What the fuck? I'm looking at Cap like,
choose your next
I'm
words
like,
wisely.
we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So we make a beeline out this bitch. We trying to walk out, and then like the club security for the club, all the
Surrounded
niggas
y'all.
that had security on the shirt,
Oh, no, they
surrounded
down.
us, beat me up, beat
They
Cap
down.
up,
They down.
beat my security up, beat all of us up. You know what I'm saying? And like we get to the back, and like I'm holding on to the chain. It's like 3, 4, 5 niggas security beat me up.
How did the security get
When you see like 27 niggas in security shirts that's big as hell, I don't know, nigga. I was surrounded by the whole club security. Yes, nigga, that was U.S. Marshals, but they made us take the guns back on the bus when we was walking through the back door. Like, yo, you don't need no guns in here. It was all type of Detroit police in front of this shit. But niggas was in cahoots with the whole, you did,
Yeah,
the whole move.
look,
But it
it's
was bigger
Detroit.
than me, though. You know what I'm saying? It was
it's
bigger than me.
Detroit,
Like,
bro.
I ain't know I ain't know what Trick
Shout out to
meant
Detroit,
to
too.
Detroit.
Another example is the Prince family out of Texas, led by J. Prince Sr., and they have been running things in Texas as far as hip-hop since the 80s and have made a whole source of income from extorting artists and protecting them. From the YBN crew to the Migos to many other artists, with J. Prince trying to extort Youngboy as well when Youngboy first moved to Houston, but Youngboy wouldn't return his phone calls to talk business. So J. Prince will get his attention by having some of his young goons break in Youngboy house to send him a message, basically letting Youngboy know that he know where he live at and he could get him touched at any moment. But
You
Youngboy
see, it's like that's and this is why I look at it as weird, and there's no disrespect to anybody from wherever you from. Shout out to wherever you from. But it's just like you basically telling me, yo, you're not giving me an option. It's either do business with you or you're gonna have something like this happen to me. And it's stupid to me because look at it like this. Young boy got kids. Let's say he was a special day for him. He had all his kids over and you sent somebody to do that and things got out of control and shots get to flying and one of them hit one of his kids or hit him or somebody that he loved. That's just going too far to me. I think of it more on a deeper level. So it's like that's just going too far. If somebody's not disrespecting you, then what's the point of taking it to, oh well, You ignoring my calls. You don't want to do business with me. I'm gonna have somebody break in your crib. Because then it makes me look at it like you're not a person to be trusted anyway.
And was ready for war.
The little homie young boy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, young boy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce. I got your keys to your McLaren.
Hey, I don't want no friends. I don't want no new relationships. All that pussy ass shit. Hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty of niggas around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no fucking publicity. None of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on them keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Mind your fucking business, man.
Even with all the scandalous things the Prince family have done, from the YoungBoy situation to the Takeoff death, artists will still be around them and associated with them, because without them on your side, it'll be very hard for you to move around in Texas if you're a street artist. Extorting in hip-hop will forever be a thing from city to city, just for the fact most of these rappers, whether they really about it or not, can't fight against a whole city. Extorting, protecting, checking in, whatever you want to call it, is too lucrative to stop. People like Big U, Jay Prince, Trick, Whack 100, and many others have made millions of dollars from this. Me personally, I don't agree with extorting nobody, but I understand that didn't nobody force these rappers to rap street stuff and betray themselves like a super gangster. So some things you have to just charge it to the game.
So,
rappers like,
is it just for only like street rappers? Then if that's the case, then I mean, I'm not saying it's still not right, but I don't care, because it's just like, if it's just for street rappers, then I don't care. But if it's for everybody, and like, if it's for everybody that got like a type of image, whether it's acting, whether it's rapping, whether it's just like anything that brings somebody some publicity, do they gotta check in? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still say shout out to Detroit, shout out to LA, shout out to shout out to Memphis. What else? Man, shout out to everywhere. But that's just my opinion on it.
Travis Scott, Tyler the Creator, and Jack Harlow won't ever have to worry about none of this though, just to make it clear. But this really all I got to say on this topic. Y'all let me know down in the comments how y'all feel about this. It's your boy July with Luxury Intent. I'll catch y'all later.
Man, shout out to my boy July. I already spoke on how I felt about it. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for all the love and support. Love is love. And I'm gonna catch you on the next video.